Hey guys, it's Melanie Hinds. It's your fastest Iraqi dinar somewhere on the net. Remember, I will not be live tomorrow morning at 9. I'll be live tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So guys, there's so much going on in Iraq. It's hard to summarize, but here we go. There's lots of different things going on. Approximately $60 billion is invested in Iraq, according to the government advisor. They're talking about their debt to GDP ratio. They need some help. And again, that central bank article talked about how they planned on helping them. Something imminent is supposed to launch. Also, supposedly a 15-day time clock started on the 4th. The prime minister, there's a lot going on with Trump in office, right? Because he doesn't want Iraq working with Iran. And so there's been many articles about that, but the prime minister stated, and it's Mosque Day in Iraq. There's not a lot going on. So a lot of these articles came from last night. But the prime minister said there are no pressures, no dictates, and no compliance with external desires. I think he's referring to external forces. They've done a great job. The prime minister's done a great job by keeping his country stable and secure. Secure and stable is the watchwords when it comes to Iraq. So he's saying they've defeated ISIS. They've done everything they can. They've maintained a stabilizing force with Syria. They've retrained troops and sent them back to Syria to keep Syria stable. And so he's saying there's nobody outside that is pressuring them. I think he's referring to the U.S. He said regarding the situation, he said, Iraq has contracted electricity connection projects with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and we've begun the process of connecting energy with neighboring countries, especially Jordan, and we will end the import of gas from Iran by 2028. So he's got a plan to end the importing of gas from Iran. He says the prime minister pointed out that he was not subjected to any external or internal pressure as an official and head of government in various circumstances, and there are no pressures, dictates, or compliance with external desires, and our compass is to serve Iraq and the Iraqis. I love his stance. I love that he said that, because there could be a lot of pressure put on him because of the change in leadership here. I'm just saying there's a big dynamic between the former leaders and the leadership now. So, I don't know. What do you think about that? I also, from my sources on the ground, they said they may delete 10 at a time. I gave you an examples just using the existing program rate, because we don't know what the new rate could be, but using the existing program rate, I did 2 shorts that talked about what the potential impact could be. And that might be an easy way to ease into a new rate. But what do you think? But if they do that, if they do what I did my last 2 shorts on, which was dropping 10 at a time with examples using the program rate, existing program rate of 0.00076. If you look at that, if they do that, it probably wouldn't go to 4x for a little while until they got to where it was 0.76 at least, and then they could maybe up it to the rate publicly. This would be inside of Iraq only. So watch those shorts, see what you think. I'll probably link the first of them that was just verbal, but if you're more visual, you want to see the next one. So I will probably post a link to that, because it's important for you to see that visually as well as hear about it. Okay. And some people immediately commented that might be too complex for the citizens. Well, I don't know. I mean, what's easier? Rolling out new denoms that are 250, 500, 1,000? And changing the rate slowly, or just rolling out completely new denoms, 1, 5, 10s? You know, what do you think? Watch those shorts and then let me know what you think. Now to go on to the summary of everybody else. This is Mark Z. From Iraq, complex networks and methods of smuggling dollars from Iraq to Iran. Again, the Iraq-Iran thing is a big deal. American report reveals the details. This lays out the perfect reason to have an RV and fix it. I agree. Have an RV and fix it. All they need to do is fix this to revalue the Iraqi currency, the dinar. Mark, I agree with you. Intel, Frank 26, Iraq boots on the ground, Firefly. Television shows the United States president canceling the exception to allow Iraq to obtain electricity from Iran. Television says we have the capability to have our own electricity, enough to handle our own supply. Frank, it is being set up to be as powerful as your currency. Trump wants you to stop buying it from Iran. Again, lots going on. It's going to be messy. It always is messy right before a breakthrough. You also could be experiencing spiritual warfare like I told you I have. I talked about that this morning's live. If you want to see more, go to this morning's live. Then we got Mountain Goat. Article, Trump cancels exemption granted to Iraq to import electricity and gas from Iran. U.S. President Donald Trump canceled Wednesday the exemption granted to Iraq to import electricity and gas from Iran. This is evidence that Trump is not going to be relaxed with Iraq and has expectations that they agreed to in his first term and have not yet fulfilled. Folks, almost 7 years have gone by. This is one of those skeletons that must be cleaned up, but there is more to this issue. Iraq has already developed its own electric grid and is now self-sufficient, no longer needs Iranian electricity or gas. So why is Iraq still purchasing these utilities from Iran? This is Trump's point. Get it? The overall long-term plan is to get Iraq to the reinstatement. It may seem a long way off. However, I assure you it is not. Just look at how quickly things are moving along. And that is my point exactly. The Holy Spirit told me just a little over 2.5 years ago it was done. Kim Clement said it would look like nothing, and then suddenly something. So I think we're set up perfectly for this to happen maybe over Super Bowl weekend when nobody's looking at it in the U.S. because they're all watching the Super Bowl. Mountain Goat. The corruption in the U.S. was and still affecting Iraq, and getting an RV we are looking for. Our hope is, as investors, is that the Trump administration can help to finally free Iraq from the tyranny of the feds and the Obama-Biden policies. That's according to Mountain Goat. But remember, there are also Iranian skeletons in the closet too for Iraq that they have to clean out prior to Trump trusting them and helping them to the extent needed. Bruce, there's been a couple of videos out that have had a very, very, very low dinar rate. It's like in the 327 range. That's not reality. That's not really the case. And certainly it's not the case for us. The rate is nowhere near where we're going to do with the contract rate that they intend to offer us. Now, with that, that is the updates as of today. I do this summary every day, so I only do the updates every day. So I will do one tomorrow too, probably, right before I go live at 5. But I did want to point out, there was one thing maybe I didn't cover yesterday. Nope, I was wrong. I covered it. So I do these summaries every day. A lot of people, Brandon Briggs came out with a dinar prophecy, and I need to put that here because I'm obviously represent the kingdom, the Christ consciousness more than just a typical Christian. God told me to tell you this was done. Brandon Briggs came out with a video. He's the Last Days channel or Last Days or The Last Days. I'm not sure which one. He's got a lot of subscribers. You should go watch it. It was what the Lord told him about the Iraqi dinar. Go to the first 13 minutes and 30 seconds. That's where he starts in about the dinar. Now, what I will say, he's confirmed a lot of the things that the good Lord has said to me. Be careful. Be careful. The banks will not want to give you the real rate. So hence my strategies. Look at the pinned comment down below, the 3 steps to a safe exchange. I also include in there the scripts so you can make sure you get the most from your banker. I give you the scripts of how to negotiate with the bankers. As a former auditor who actually audited banks, publicly traded banks, I'm not intimidated by them, but the average man on the street could be intimidated by them, which is why they're not going to want to give you the rate. But if you have the scripts that I would suggest, the things I'm going to say, I put down on paper what I am going to say when I'm negotiating my rate for a private exchange, because I don't want to be with a cafeteria plan with the collective of people that don't know what they're doing. And so they're going to take the path of least resistance and go wherever they're told. I'm going to plot my own course in my own banks, in my own state, my own city, places I feel safe, depending on how this is literally rolled out to the public. So no matter where you are, no matter where you live, you can find your own banks. I teach you how to fish, right? Just like God does. He teaches you, teach a man how to fish, he can live the rest of his life. I'm teaching you how to do any foreign currency exchange coming down the pike. That includes the dong, the zim, the bolivar. If you have my strategies, you can negotiate any financial instrument that's coming soon. And please subscribe, tap the bell, and you'll be made apprised of all this because I watch it very closely. But he also said, make sure you pay your taxes, or he put his hands behind his back that you'll be arrested if you try not to pay your taxes. So guys, I've been saying this, be a good citizen. Don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear, because these systems are solid, airtight systems. You can't get away from them. And so don't try to do anything funny. The new systems are not the old systems, and I think they're already in place everywhere. And I think his prophetic word confirms it. So what do you think? Comment down below. I love you all. Peace be unto you. He was talking about paying the taxes with regard to this exchange. I'm saying keep current with your taxes, period. until such time is if there is a policy, although he did come out with a clarification of the taxes he was going to eliminate, like on tips and on overtime and all that, that implies that you still have to file. So let's, I have a tax strategy for just that purpose, okay? Just for general filing. So guys, with that, I'm going to say good night. Happy Sabbath. If you honor the Sabbath, I do now. God had me the last 3 weeks. So guys, I'll see you tomorrow night for another summary. I hope you have a good Friday night. What are you having for dinner? We're going to have swordfish on the grill. I got to go get my hair done though. So that's why I'm doing this, the time I'm doing this now. So comment down below. I will link the short, the first one, and then the second one follows it. So watch those shorts on if they delete 1 0 at a time. It's never a bad thing to prepare as if they do it a little bit at a time in country. Okay. God bless. Have a good night. And I'll see you on the next one. Okay. I'll be live tomorrow at 5. If you want to ask any questions, it's free. Question and answer sessions are always free on my lives. And if you subscribe and tap the bell to all, you'll be notified. So I hope you will join us on one of these live events where you can ask any questions. My emails, I'm not looking at my emails anymore tonight because I've got to go to my appointment and I'm off until tomorrow evening after my live stream. I'll see you then. Have a good Sabbath. Enjoy your Friday night. Enjoy your time off. It's very important. Okay, my hair lady just texted. I got to go. Bye.